It's the middle of February here in Westchester, Pennsylvania, and this has been one of the longest, most brutal winters we've had. And I know so many of you guys like me are dying for spring, dying for some color. So today I'm here in our greenhouse in Westchester, Pennsylvania. And if you're not familiar, my family and I, we are vendors on the home shopping channel called QVC here in the United States. We've been doing that. We've been bringing plants onto their channel for the last 28 years. Me personally, with my brother and sister, my uncle for the last 14 years. So if you're located in the United States and you turn on QVC, you might see one of us on TV talking about some of the awesome plants that I'm about to show you guys here in our greenhouses. So this is just going to be a fun video showing you guys some of the cool new plants that we have for 2026. And maybe just give you a little bit of color inspiration because I know you need it probably just as much as I do. These Gerber daisies are one of the coolest plants that we've been bringing for the last few years. They're a winter hardy Gerber daisy. They're actually perennials to 0 degrees, which is really lovely. And so the way that we basically function as a business is, we have all of these are all the plants. So we're about 15 minutes from the QVC studios. And what we do is we take care of all of the plants here and we bring them to the QVC studio sets when they're about to air. So, we're constantly bringing these plants in and out of the greenhouse in this cold, frigid weather. It's really difficult. The plants really get damaged. And the other thing is we're always running out of space here. Look at these beautiful little baby eggplants. And so we're always running out of space here, but we do what we can to keep everything looking good. It is absolutely a full-time job. And over here, I love these. If you're looking for a great color, you really cannot beat sun patiens. If you used to grow those old school New Guinea impatiens that got the mildew, the sun patiens is a really great option for sunnier areas of the garden, and they have mildew resistance. I've never gotten mildew on mine when I've grown them. And we have ours right here on these benches, and they're pretty close together. So you'd think, if they would get mildew, this would be a really likely spot, but they never do. Another kind of plant that has been really popular for us are these smaller, compact veggie plants. You can see this is a really nice compact cucumber in a hanging basket of all things. Now let me see if I can figure out what. I can't remember. I think this is the mini-me cucumber. And the way that we kind of get our, edge and why we've been vendors on QVC for so many years is we work really closely with breeders around the world. And this is called the Santana, the Pelargonium Santana series. And you can see really nice clusters of flowers, beautiful colors, really lustrous foliage. So when these breeders come out with new varieties, they contact us. They know we have, we do a pretty decent business, and so they know to contact us, let us know of their newest and latest and greatest new plants. And those are what we bring to QVC, and that kind of sets our brand apart from garden centers who are there. Many times, I love my local garden centers, and we rent out space in a local garden center near where I live, and I love coming here in the summertime. But most of them, they have their pelargoniums, their geraniums that they order every single year. They may not be as they may not want to change from one year to the next. They know what they like, and they order the same ones year in and year out. That's not what we do. We're constantly visiting trial gardens, trialing the plants ourselves, getting word from the breeders, what's new, what's great, why are they great. And for instance, the Santana series, this is a cross between an ivy geranium and a zonal geranium, so it has a really nice kind of overflowing cascading habit, but it's also been bred for heat tolerance and drought resistance, which Pelargonium is generally quite drought resistant, but this just is a little, supposedly a little bit better. Some other, this is a tomato divinity. You can see nice little compact plants, but they're all already loaded with lovely fruit. So we come in here every single day. Oh, this is one that I was really excited about. I'm not always that excited about pelargoniums or geraniums, but this cascade, sorry, I have we have the grow lights going, so the color might be a little bit skewed. Let me take it off so you can see a little bit better, but this is truly the color of these. This is called the Caliente Salmon Coral, something like that, cascading geranium, and just out of this world colors. So even during this, you know, oh, look at that, nice. Stephanotis. So even during the winter, I still have a little bit of an opportunity to see some color, see some flowers, feel a little bit of Mother Nature. Digitalis. This is called the Dottie series. It's a more compact digitalis. Doesn't get, you know, 6 feet tall like some do. Gets kind of tall, but not as tall as many others. Now, this has been a really sweet little buddleia. This is called the Rockstar series, and you can see the plants are really nice and compact. They only get like, this is like full height, 12 inches tall. So it's kind of like a front of the border buddleia, which is great. You know, one of the biggest trends in gardening over the last couple of years are hybridizing shrubs, woody shrubs, to make them smaller and more compact, which is a really nice thing because woody shrubs, they have a longer staying power in the garden. Generally, woody shrubs are going to live longer for sure, and oftentimes they have a longer window of flowers. And so when you can put woody shrubs that are shorter along your walkways and borders, you're generally going to have a more low maintenance plant. You're not having to, you know, do as much winter or spring cleanup because they have that woody base. And this Rockstar series buddleia does so with really lovely flowers. Here you can see some calibrachoa or million bells. This is the Rainbow series, and they all have flowers with different colors on them. Pretty lovely. These are some Super Cal petunias. Super Cal, this is actually, they're a cross between a petunia and a calibrachoa. So the flowers, you know, they don't have a stickiness. They have a really just beautiful kind of upright, not kind of a billowy habit, which is really lovely. Then next to them we have some wave petunias. This is the 30th anniversary of the wave petunias, which if you've been a gardener for a while, you would recognize wave petunias are some of the best in the world. They have a really luxurious growth habit, tons of flowers. So this is what happens. So we have to take the plants out of this lovely warm greenhouse. This is an unheated little storage area. It's freezing. I'm freezing. We got to bring it outside. And normally we park our truck right here. And there you go. So we bring the plants in and out, and it's really cold out, as you can see, and the plants get so shocked. There's really no way to get around it. It just happens, but we do our best. Here you can see some variegated versions of those sun patiens. Now this is a brand new one of those Gerber daisies called the pastry. Look at that. A big, beautiful tomatoes. And so many times at the end of the season, we have all of this extra plant material. So this is what goes into my garden. And I gotta say, that's been one of the biggest blessings. Since I moved here permanently, I didn't used to live in Westchester, Pennsylvania permanently. I used to live in Seattle. I would come out here for a few months and work and go home. I couldn't bring the plants with me, of course. But here, it's been the best source of free plants for my garden. And so that's been a big money saver, but also a big beautifier. So this is a new series of dianthus. This is called the Sunfloor dianthus. It has a really nice, you can see just how compact it is. Big flowers, nice and fragrant. Another great ground cover style. Now this is a classic. This is our viola, Penny Series viola. A little bit pretty winter hardy. Now this is one I'm excited to grow. These are the Venti Series dahlias, brand new. Some little snapdragons, of course. And so here we have some lovely coneflowers, a couple different series going on in here. We have the Cherokee, we also have the Polynesian. Nice big flowers. One of my all-time favorites are coral bells. You guys know I love the ground covers. Our thyme. This is where obviously I get all of the thyme in my garden from here. Our season here is generally middle of January through middle of May. We try to be doing the way that it works is customers will reserve their plants and then we actually ship them out. The greenhouses where we actually grow the plants that we ship out are all located in Indiana and Michigan, not here in Pennsylvania. This is just where we have our set support is what we call it. And so people reserve their plants and according to their zip code, we wait until their area is warm enough that we can ship to their region. So it's a really interesting, it's a very interesting business model, but over 28 years we've found that it works for us and it really is the lifeblood of our family. We've been doing it for a long, long time. Now this is called the Beacon series. This is an actual impatiens for the shade. Beautiful color. Absolutely divine. So that's most of our annuals, a couple perennials, but mainly our annuals. And then over here is where we have a lot of our perennials. We have our fig. Look, you got some little fruits going on. This is our summer crush hydrangeas. A lot more hydrangeas back there. So one of the things that's the most complicated of the whole thing is how do we have them in flower right now in the middle of February? You could say, oh, well, you just have it in a greenhouse. Yes, but there's a lot of timing that goes into it. It's called forcing, if you've ever heard that term. When you grow an amaryllis, for Christmas time, you're actually forcing your amaryllis to grow at a period of time that is different from its natural cycle. So that's something that we've just tried to learn little by little over the last few decades, how to really force plants in order to get them to bloom well and look good for us to use on air when we're here. Not the easiest thing to do. Love this guy. Beautiful rose. I can't remember which one it is, but it has the most heavenly fragrance. But this one's probably my favorite. This is the At Last rose. Smells like Fruit Loops. I have lots of these I have one of these in my garden, I should say. And then this happens, of course. We had our azaleas, they were looking beautiful, and then they finish. And then, we let them hang out and chill. We have some peonies budding up. Some hardy geraniums. More digitalis. Our lilac is just getting finished as well. It still smells great. This is called the Flower Festa lilac. It's a smaller, more compact. This is like a full-size plant right here. It doesn't get 12 feet tall like a lot of hydrangeas, like a lot of lilac. That is the full-size plant. So if you have a smaller garden, that's been another big trend in the world of gardening is just as people downsize, having more shrubs that are smaller in size has been, a hot topic, I should say. Some brand new coleus. That's really sweet foliage. Check that out. These are always very popular here. This is the citronella geranium. If you take some of the foliage and you take it, go like that, rub it on your arms, rub it on your neck, it does have a citronella fragrance, which has been shown to really, detract the mosquitoes a little bit. And this is called the Mosquito Way Ava. So it has, a lot of the other citronella geraniums don't have nice flowers, but these ones are very lovely. And then over here we have all of our baby plants. So while we're on air, we actually showcase the full-size plants, but we don't ship full-size plants because we're shipping across the country. So we will ship things, you know, like this size, like this size, like that, so that you can grow them from a smaller plant to a larger size. Now this is a, look at that, gorgeous azalea, brand new, called the Epic Azalea. Huge flowers. Well, that's about it. I hope you got some color, hope you got some inspiration. If you are interested in a little bit more about the business, I'll leave some links down in the description below. The name of my family's company is called Roberta's Gardens, and we're on QVC. It's pretty wild, it's pretty fun, and we are a small family business. We've been you know, in the plant trade, so to speak, since the 1960s, and this is the most recent iteration, which has been around since around the year 2000. Yeah, all right guys, hope you enjoyed the video. I'll catch you guys later. Ciao.